Happy Thursday, all my fellow brothers and sisters in doll. It's me, your buddy Donnie, with another doll review, and as always, telling it like a TI is. Um, my taste in dolls, I would say, is very wholesome. Why? Not because I'm trying to, put on a facade of goody goody angel. No, 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 no. It's just that my taste in dolls is very wholesome simply because, well, I was raised very old fashioned and I enjoy being old fashioned. I am so old fashioned, I almost don't believe in electricity, but it's useful. um, and because I'm so old fashioned, is that again, my taste in dolls, it reflects that personality trait of mine, being so old fashioned as a human being. And because I'm so old fashioned, and because my taste in dolls is, like I said, very, very wholesome, an element of Barbies that I have always adored is the fact that, okay, Barbie was the focal point, and then, yeah, she had a boyfriend, she had a bunch of ethnic girlfriends, and so on. But one detail or aspect about Barbie that always really it drew me in for because I don't want to say attracted, I'd rather say drawn to Barbie is her relationship with Skipper. Oftentimes, Barbie would be seen with her little sister, and oftentimes in matching outfits. Okay, which is something that I always found very, very adorable. Adorable. That Barbie, okay, wasn't all about her boyfriend or all about her friends. No, Barbie obviously did not mind having her little sister tagging along. And that really touched me because I'm the oldest of five brothers. And I'm very close to them. At least I try to be. So I always saw my little brothers not as a burden or, ugh, I'm stuck with these kids. No, I always saw them as company, loving, loving, loving company. Not always lovely, okay, no, but loving company, okay. And the reason why I saw them that way is because our parents raised us to be close. There's a lot of unsavory aspects of life, and our parents raised us to love each other and be there for one another as much as possible. And forgive me for getting a little too personal here, but I've always took my oldest brother role very seriously. So because of that, I identify with Barbie. Okay, Barbie having her little sister, tag along very often, and but when I was a child, I only knew of Ken. Later in life, I found out that Ken had two little brothers. I'm assuming they're his little brothers because they were Skipper's boyfriends. Ricky, whom I believe was somewhere in the 60s or early 70s, Ricky, and Scott. But I didn't know Scott even existed, okay, when I was a child. I didn't know. It wasn't until 1990 when Mattel released this little gentleman, Cool Tops Kevin. Now, this is a rescue doll, okay? When I bought him, he was nude, okay, but in excellent shape. Okay, as you can see, his little face is minty, his hair has no rubbed off spots. Oh my goodness, I just realized this Ken has a little, this Kevin has a little scuff on his cheek. I just realized it. Is it ink? I hope not. Well, anyways, I don't know where this came from, but anyways, it's still, in great shape. Again, his hair has no rub off spots. His hands are not, chewed off. No missing fingers or anything. So, like I said, this is a rescue doll. This is Cool Tops Kevin, 1990. Cool Tops Kevin. So when he came out in 1990, excuse me, in 1990 or 91, oh, I nearly lost my mind because this is the first little brother I known of Ken's. And again, he was never really billed, as Ken's little brother, but I assumed he was Ken's little brother because he was Skipper's boyfriend. And if Skipper, who was always billed as Barbie's little sister, okay, I simply assumed it stands to reason that Kevin would be Ken's little brother. Now, whether that's the official story or not, I don't care. Because my dolls are my dolls and I write their own story. So, whether it was the official intent of Mattel or not, as far as I'm concerned, little Kevin is indeed Ken's little brother. Remember in a previous video, I told you all how I had many of these outfits that I found at a baby store where they sell, baby paraphernalia. And I got him. Oh, it was like 60 of them, many years ago, at least 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, maybe even 20 years. I don't recall exactly, but anyways, so I throughout the years I sold many of these fashions, but I kept a few, and of these three, this was my favorite, obviously. So I kept two because someday I knew I was gonna do a Ken and Kevin matching set, brothers. And so luckily, Ken and Kevin's dimensions are not that abysmally different. Obviously, Ken portrays a grown adult man, while Kevin is not quite a little boy. I mean, he's not a toddler, and he's not, maybe a teenager. Maybe Kevin is supposed to represent a 12-year-old, maybe 12-year-old, okay, or 13 at the most. So, because their physical shape is very, very similar, I did get away with having Ken's clothes be worn on this Kevin. Okay, the pants, the shirt, and the fanny pack fit just fine. The only thing, though, that were too big for Kevin's little feet were Ken's big old shoes. So luckily, I had these shoes that I don't remember where I got them from. I believe they are official Kevin, but from another Kevin, and I just got them. And they're solid black, the lace ups, molded, of course, no actual lace to lace up, and so it's a good fit. It's a good fit. It's a little on the baggy side, the pants, but so is on Ken. Again, their physical measurements are not that abysmally different, so they could fit just fine. They fitted just fine on little Kevin. Again, I have reached 225 subscribers, okay, by now. Maybe by the time this video airs, I'll have more. Again, I love Kevin very, very much. He is a cutie patootie. And again, dolls are never created out of altruistic, humanitarian, or loving reasons. Dolls are created usually out of greed. greed, yes, by the toy companies who try to come up with new products so they can sell them, you know. And that's fine, that's fine. I do not object to, that. But I believe us as doll lovers, we see dolls in a different light, you know. So when I look at these dolls, Kevin was created obviously because they figured, okay, it's about time Skipper had a boyfriend, you know. Um, but I don't believe they created Kevin because they felt it would be so adorable that Ken had a little brother to pal around with. No, I don't believe that was their intent. Because had that been their intent, Kevin would have been indeed been billed as Ken's little brother. But since that was never the case, again, that was not the intent of his creation. Nevertheless, I love him for my reasons. Okay. The only thing I wasn't crazy about Kevin is that, well, Brother Man's legs are stiff. They're not hollow. They are solid. They are solid, but they cannot bend. They cannot bend. Again, that's just Mattel being cheap. But anyways, so here's my custom Paint and Dazzle Kevin, a doll that was never issued, but, but it's my little creation. And again, boy dolls are my favorite customs to make because they're the easiest type of customs. Because usually boy dolls have hair that's painted on, so all I gotta do is dress them. No rerooting, no styling, no none of that. Anyways, thank you all very, very much for stopping by. And like my brother Lucho teases me, I'm gonna say goodbye in the way he teases I do, which I don't, but now I will. Smooches!